Hello, fellow Christian headbangers. This is Sparkyzilla85, and welcome to Sparkyzilla85's Christian Rock and Metal Show. And in today's episode, I am going to be reviewing this. Taking the Head of Goliath's debut album. It's a self-titled album, and yes, you're seeing that right. It's autographed by the band Taking the Head of Goliath. Now, first thing I want to point out that I love about this is the artwork. The artwork for this album is freaking amazing. And if you're wondering to yourself, that looks familiar, well, that's because the artist who did the artwork for the album also did the artwork for Jason Sherlock's group, Revulsed. That's the same artist. I don't know the name of the artist, I'll have to look it up, but I like his artwork. And in case you're wondering, this is Taking the Head of Goliath in the background. I got it playing on Spotify right now. It's playing Unearthed, which is a Crimson Thorn song, which makes sense because two of the members of Crimson Thorn are in this group. Now, I want to say that this is an amazingly brutal album. If you're looking for something, quiet and contemplative, this isn't it. If you want something that's comparative of being kicked down a flight of stairs, drugged back up and kicked down a flight of stairs again, this is it. It is an awesomely brutal Christian death metal album. Now, as to what type of Christian death metal, I've seen different subgenres mentioned. I know up on Last.fm they got list. Okay, on here they got death metal and brutal death metal, and that's what I've seen up on the Metal Archives website. I should know because I was up there putting together a playlist on Spotify of nothing but Christian death metal, and they had Taking the Head of Goliath listed under brutal death metal. I've also seen terms like slam and grindcore and stuff like that, but just to keep it simple, Taking the Head of Goliath is Christian death metal. Now, I had to do a little bit of digging around, because I was trying to think of who to compare them to besides Crimson Thorn, because, well, Crimson Thorn, that's an obvious, since two of their band members are in, Taking the Head of Goliath. But I did find two other bands that sounded similar, in my opinion. Discern and Tortured Conscience. Both bands have, I would say, probably pretty close or almost the same, kick you in the head, brutal sound that Taking the Head of Goliath has. Now, I do have one complaint with this album, and yes, I know it's an EP, but in my opinion, it's too short. Once, track 7, Unearthed/Iniquities end is over with, you're like, that's it! I want more! But, like I said, I understand it's an EP, so it's not going to be a full-length album. But for short length, it kicks all kinds of butt. It's just absolutely amazing. My only other complaint I would have with the album would be the first track of Sin and Death. It's like an intro. And personally, I'm not a big fan of intros, or at least in, metal songs. In, rap songs, I can understand it, but most of the time, it's like, telling a story, beginning of telling a story. Whereas, with, this, it's kind of like a symphonic intro, and I get what it's trying to do, is trying to get you a little bit build up for the album. But personally, in my opinion, I would have preferred it if, you could have had, somebody reading the Bible verses about, David taking out Goliath, or if you just wanted to go, super simple, just take, audio clips of, somebody picking up a stone, it being shot from a slingshot, and a wet, thump, like it, colliding against Goliath's forehead, and a giant, as the body hits the ground, and then start off with, whatever, track you wanted to start the album off. Maybe that's what they could do for their next album. There's an idea, guys. But overall, I love this album. The drum work is, it's just amazing. It's brutal. It's just amazing. Now this is the part where I suck trying to describe, you know, individual instruments and stuff. I don't really have a lot of experience, but hopefully if I do more videos like this, I can better describe the albums to you. But just overall, the drum work is brutal, the guitar work is amazing. I have no complaints with any of the musicianship. The growling is amazing. Here, let me just look it up real quick. Here on the Metal Archives. And just a quick, you know, plug for this website. If you're looking up any artists and, you know, if you're not sure if they're a Christian group or anything, go to Metal Archives, type up their name, and you can find out the information. Let's see here. The lead singer's name is Jake Martin. Okay. And then you got Luke Reno, the bassist. He was the lead singer of Crimson Thorn. He's the bassist and does background vocals for this album, and they do an amazing job. I cannot praise this CD enough. It is freaking amazing. Now, today is Friday, and this album was just released, so most people are probably picking it up today, but if you did what I did and pre-order it, I got my copy on Monday, and it came with the sticker, which you can't see because I got plastered on the side of my desk here, and also came with a t-shirt, which is in the wash right now, so hopefully in one of my future videos you can see what that looks like. So, time to give this album a score, because this video is starting to get a little long. If I had to give this album a score, I would say a 4 out of 5. Like I said, my only complaints are it's a little short, but that's understandable because it's EP. And as far as I'm concerned, the intro at the beginning was, you know, kind of wasted space. But overall, I highly recommend this to any, you know, Christian metalhead who's looking for some brutal death metal. As for my next video, I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. Hopefully this video does well enough, and it compels me to do more videos in the future. Leave a comment below, make sure you like it, and as always, peace and all that good stuff, and God bless.